It's strange. There are still signs of the world serpent all over the lake. But we saw him disappear at Ragnarok.
That could only mean the legend was true all along. That blow from Thor sent Jormungandr straight back in time. A younger Jormi, fresh from Jotunheim, would grow into the serpent we know.
When we first met the snake, you said that he found Atreus familiar. Perhaps they met in Jotunheim.
Perhaps so, brother. We'll have to ask the lad for that story when we next see him.
And with that, I am Grayson. This is, of course, God of War Ragnarok 4, PlayStation 5. I've been ignoring these for the longest time because they are part of Mimir's side quest. So, we're going to do a bunch of cuts, and I will show you parts of this fight. You'll basically kind of get the gist. But I won't show you all the fights, because that's going to be way too much for you. We're just going to get to the nitty-gritty of it. So, let's get into this, and then I'll show you what's up.
Raggy the Zealot! For the king!
And that's how you do it, baby.
Good riddance, you feckless ball bag!
You knew this warrior.
Do me a favor, brother. You see any more of these ghostly berserker tossers, give them the same. You'll be doing the Nine Realms a favor.
Did these warriors wrong you at some point, Mimir? You're quite agitated, even for you.
No need to rehash ancient history if it's all the same to you.
Very well.
Alrighty, so that's it for this area. And yeah, you're getting small glimpses of Mimir's past. Clearly they came from the same area that he came from. So I'll see you at the next one.
After feel the callous. For King Rome!
And there's number 2.
More of this king.
He's not worth wasting my breath over. His berserker champions even less so. Trash. The lot of them.
Why wait until now to speak of them?
Before, there was nothing to be done. But finding that hilt changed things.
Mimir, there's something I wanted to ask you about. Hildisvini told me about your visit to secure Hel's army, but was reluctant to elaborate when it came to negotiating with Hrasfelger.
Ah, yes. Well, I can see why he'd hold off on such a subject until he saw if we survived the battle.
Mimir, what exactly did you promise the Lars bird?
Oh, nothing too horrifying. It's just that she'd like to retire.
Retire? Hel's eagle wants to retire?
Indeed. And don't ask me what she expects to do with her free time. I assure you there is no reassuring answer.
Can she even do that? Not be Hel?
Apparently so. She just requires relief. Someone else to step in and become Hel, as it were.
Not exactly an office many would wish to occupy.
Aye. Terrible weather, infinite hours, and the possibility of unleashing terrible mischief on the realms if they're careless. Or worse, if they aren't completely trustworthy.
But if she were to leave without a replacement?
Complete chaos, yes.
Well, I'm sorry I asked.
They gather the fear. For later!
Number 3,
The
baby.
nerve! Invoking Lyra after what they did.
Lyra. I've never heard of it.
It was a peaceful kingdom, full of artists and poets. But it fell to ruin long ago.
And these berserkers were responsible.
Them and their accursed King Hrolf. What little blood I have still boils at the thought.
Your former home, I assume.
Let's just take this victory and move on, eh?
There is no need to shoulder this burden on your own.
Admittedly, you're shouldering the brunt of the work here. Let me worry about the emotional burden.
Mimir, you may tell a story, if you wish.
Am I preferable to silence at last? A rare day. I'm touched. But since you mention it, there has been one on my mind of late. It goes back to my earliest days, when I had little more to do than observe the mortals who passed through our forest. One summer, a local laird of renowned eccentricity chose to sequester himself with a small coterie of kinsmen and followers. The aim of their woodland retreat was to achieve enlightenment through study and discipline. They took oaths to brook no distractions until they became wise men.
Distractions.
Aye, women, drink, mostly women. As you can imagine, things deteriorated quickly. By autumn, tempers were frayed and wisdom remained in short supply. One day, I watched as the laird and his brother took their hunt. There they found, at the banks of a river, a lady as fair as any they'd left behind. She pleads for their assistance for fear the currents would carry her off if she tried to cross. The laird doesn't miss a beat. He hoists her onto his shoulders, carries her across, sets her down, doffs his cap, and fords back across to his brother, who is dumbfounded, can't even bring himself to speak. The day stretches on, the laird carries on hunting, and his brother quietly gnashes his teeth down to powder. Finally, the dam breaks. "Brother," he cries, "how could you do it after everything we've sacrificed? How could you break your vow like it was nothing, carrying that lass on your shoulders like you were a Shetland pony?" The laird just smiles. "Brother, I sent that lass down across the river. 'Tis you that carries her still." Oh, I got a chuckle. A rare day indeed. Bid father fierce. The roll for the troublesome.
Ooh, doggy. There's you. Get away from her. Come on. I'll take you with the fisticuffs.
Please help. What is its connection to these spirits?
It's a symbol of their betrayal, their cruelty personified. The sooner we're done with it, the better.
If I can make peace with my blades.
I suppose you're right. If Skofnun rids the land of these bastards, I can stomach its presence a bit longer. Yalti the Stolid!
Death to the enemies of Slayer!
Another one in the watch.
His kingdom, Lara. You once lived there.
Before I shacked up with the Aesir, aye. Another of my spectacular failures.
In capturing these spirits, you seek redemption.
I just want to send these bloody monsters to hell where they belong. Wouldn't exactly call it redemption, but I know I'll feel better once it's over. From under the cruel, dagger the cold, bitter, right.
Fire of you!
Ooh, buddy. This one's a rough cup.
He's not really a king. Just called himself one because he killed the previous king.
Someone you knew.
Aldis. A kind man. A trusting man.
He trusted this usurper. This Rolf.
No, Aldis trusted me. And, fool that I am, I trusted Hrolf.
So now you seek revenge. A dangerous path.
You're one to talk.
I am an authority on the subject. You would do well to listen.
Hear then, D the Unerring.
The Berserkers will live forever!
Oh boy.
Once we have defeated these berserkers, what then?
We pay the king a visit and give him more of the same.
We have seen this before. Revenge will not bring you peace.
Is it revenge if justice is served?
That is a question you must answer for yourself.
Oklonga the Bearded!
Okay, that one's a little easier.
Hunting these berserkers. I am reminded of our search for the Valkyries 2 winters ago.
I can see the similarities, aye.
There is one difference. With the Valkyries, you lacked spite.
Brother, I appreciate the sentiment. but you don't know the full tale.
I know how it feels to be wrong, and how it feels to achieve vengeance. I would hope to spare you the disappointment.
Aye.
Just in case if you were wondering, this is of course Vanaheim the Sinkholes. Took me a little minute to try and find it, but hey, found it. Okay, so now I'm off to uncharted territory. Alright, be right back.
Wheat sucker the bold.
Your death will honor my king!
You were more annoying than you needed to
This
be.
was the last, was it not? Only the king remains.
Aye. And if you thought his berserkers were tough, well, I've been thinking about what you said, brother. Maybe it's time to let this go. Sloughing up a dead man's soul with this old sword isn't gonna change the past.
It is good to hear you say that. But I plan to face him regardless.
What? After all your lecturing on vengeance and spite?
It is not wise to let a malevolent spirit wander Midgard. But I needed to know you wanted this for the right reasons.
Huh. Appreciate the sentiment, brother.
Alright, so now the next goal is to face off against the king. We're going to see how difficult that is. And I was hoping tonight, being that it is tonight, I was hoping to take care of both Mimir and Freya, but that is clearly not going to happen. Tonight has been all about Mimir. It's basically like a 2+ hour recording session. So, you know the drill. I will be right back.
King Hrolf's gravestone. It's reformed. Guess there's only one thing left to do.
Ooh, buddy, this is gonna be a rough one. Alright, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Before me!
Ooh, buddy. You there? With your own sword, boy. With your own sword.
Thank you, brother. Still not sure if that was justice or vengeance.
The two are not always at odds.
What do you intend to do with Skofnung now?
I intend to use it.
No! Don't you understand the legacy that thing carries? Not to mention the souls of evil berserkers.
I will use it for good.
That won't erase its history.
No. But the story of this sword is still being written. Future generations will weigh its good deeds against the bad and decide for themselves.
You've come a long way from when I first met you, brother.
I have had good counsel since then, brother.
Ooh, look at that shit. Ooh, buddy. Okay, so I survived that thing. That was a 3-hour recording, I'll tell you. But it's all good. It is before 5 in the morning for me, so totally good. There were a few that was dispersed throughout Mimir's storyline. So, yeah, we've got, hopefully you've enjoyed Freya's. I decided to flip the two because this one was more of an extra. You didn't have to watch. This one was more of like, I told you guys I was going to do it, and I try and always follow through with what I say. If you've been enjoying yourself, by all means, please do hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And along with that notification bell, so that way you know when more episodes on my channel pop up. But until then, if you want more content, I'm also part of a TTRPG podcast called D&Dark. I play Jack Griffin, the Invisible Man. And with all that out of the way, I want to, of course, thank you for going on this journey with me. And until the next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other.